Hi guys, today we are going to answer a specific question that I always get, and as you have read from the thumbnail, it is how to start a business. I get these questions at least once every day. I have my friends asking this to me. I have my brother asking this to me. Very recently, my brother asked to me this, like he want to start a business, and he was like, "How can I start a business?" So I gave him an answer, and I thought like, okay, let's make it a video because I have been getting this question for a long time, and I wanted to start my YouTube journey, and I always want to I have a lot of topics to talk about, but I don't have specific one. Which one should I go for? You also have this question, and a lot of people nowadays have this question: how to start a business? And this is a perspective of a marketer. I'm a creative marketing strategist, and I have been studying business for the past 2 years. And this is just my view about how to start a business. So, to start a business, start with the question: why do you want to start a business? For me, I don't like the predictability of my next day. I don't like to I like to deal with problems actually. Yeah, whenever I say this I think about me.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Yeah, so yeah, that's for me. I don't like the predictability of the next day. So if you're doing like a 9 to 5 job, you know exactly what is going to happen the very next day. So I don't like that. That's the first thing. Second thing, I like to solve problems. So in business we have problems every day, and I do marketing. I have a marketing agency, so that's what I do. And in marketing every day we are dealing with different problems, and I do this for brands and only for brands, and we create like creative problem solving for brands. So that's what we do. So that is kind of new challenges every single day, and we can put all of these readings or like experiments into for a brand, so like a creative way to solve the problem. It's actually very interesting job. Yeah, I mean it looks very interesting from the outside for a lot of people, and I have seen a lot of people complaining from the inside that marketing is the coolest job that looks easy, but it is actually very difficult. It is kind of a little bit difficult because we have to do this. We should be like so much passionate about our brain working continuously to gain some answers. So that is for me. That's why I started this marketing agency, started my own business, because I can think creatively and come up with the stuff. So I like that stuff. That's personal for me. So when you think about these questions for you about why do you want to start a business, probably you will end up with two things. So whatever is that with the answer you have, it will probably fall into one of these two categories. One is value and the one is money. Now, just like imagine a product. You're buying a product either for like two reasons. One reason is you like the value of the product, or you like the price of the product, because for that price is affordable for you, and that price, for that price it just provides a value for you, and you like to have that value. Or you don't care much about the product, you like the value of that. Just like how you consume something, when you produce something, it is the same thing. Either you're more focused on to the value side, or you're more focused on making more money side. So defining that is the first objective of starting the business. So if you're looking to make a lot of money, you need to start a business. Okay, and if you're trying to build some value for like a brand, then you need a brand have a value. Business doesn't really need to have a lot of value. It needs to focus only on having a lot of sales, and to have that sales you need a kind of value, but that is actually different from having a brand value. You can have a business value which gives you a lot of sales, only sales. And when it comes to business, it actually takes very less time as compared to brands. Brands take a longer time to generate this value, and business take less time to generate this value and create more sales. And when it comes to business, it is more of a push marketing. So when it comes to, so there's a difference between the way you do marketing for businesses and for brands. For brands, it's more of a pull marketing, which means we have to create a value around a product, and we have to attract customers to be a long-term customers and to have attention for the customers, and that customers to make the branding, to communicate the value for more people. So it takes time. So brands take time to create that value and to grow. For businesses, it takes very less time. You can start and do this very aggressively. You create a product and you just start pushing your product into the customers, saying that you have it, you want to try it, you have these promotions, you have these offers, come try it. We are pushing ourselves into that. So there's a difference between doing the marketing for for a business and for a brand. So it's different. Okay, and the common factor for brands and business is the product. Now, how do we come up with the product? Now, that's a very important question, right? So, whenever we start a business, if it is, even if it's a service or a product, whatever it is, you need to have an offer. We need to have something to sell that to people. For us, it is a system. It's ecosystems that we build for different industries that is repeatable and scalable, and it helps in the growth. It also solves the different problems, like the general problems. That's what you get with our offer, and you can check that in our website, and you can see how we have done the product and the value second and everything. We'll be discussing that in this video too. Okay, so how do we come up with the product? And we have to ask two questions. So usually coming up with the product is in two steps. First step, you find a problem in the market and you create a solution for that. That's first step. Or we have a second option. You find an existing solution in the market and make it a better one. That's it. So from your perspective, you may be good at doing something. Imagine you are doing good at editing. So you find a way to make it faster, make it repeatable, and you use AI into that, and you create you are also good at developing, or your friend is good at developing. So like editing is something that is already existing in the market. You put your own perspectives into that and make it into an offer where it can be done more faster and more affordable way. Okay, there's a lot of apps that does that. So you also made something like that, but a little more like not like a premium level, you can say, which makes it a lot more better than the current ones and a lot more faster and a little bit affordable. That is how you take a solution and make it a little bit better. Now that is actually comparatively on these two things, this one is comparatively a little more easier. Making a better solution is comparatively a little more easier because you can put any of these verbs and it will get better. That's it. Faster, smoother, affordable. What else? Yeah, something like that. Just add on to that and you'll get a better version of that. That's it. Easy. And another side, you have to find a solution for a problem that is not yet resolved. So you need to find someone who is actually having those problems and find a solution for that and think about how good this solution is, which means how much benefit can this solution bring for that person. So we need to have that idea in mind, and that is how we plan the next step, which comes to the pricing. So yes, that's the two ways that you can create a product. I'll repeat. You find a problem in the market and you create a solution for that, or you take an existing solution and make a better version of that. Okay, that's the two ways to do that. And yes, before going to pricing, you need to find how fit is the product for the market. Okay, imagine you have created some kind of a product, which means there is someone to buy that, and you put all this someone and say there's 100 people who this product can be useful, and if you get 2% of that, so if it's 100 people, that will be 2 people. If you get that 2 people, will you be satisfied with that? So just focus on that 2%, and if you're satisfied with that, go for it. That is a good market. You can create it and you can price it up on that and everything. So that is how you plan the market fit. That's the easiest study for doing that. It's like it's actually a very big study, but the easiest way, if you are a beginner, just look at it that way. So that's how you start with the market fit. Just like if that 2% is good enough for you to get started with that. And when you like scale it to like a larger quantity, is that like 2% is going to actually cover up for that? If that's a yes, go for it, or else change it. It's not a good market fit. If you don't have anyone to buy the product, there's no point of making the product. Or you can make it for yourself, like for passion or something. Like I do that a lot. So yeah, going to the next one, pricing. Okay, pricing is very important, and don't put up like a higher number and call it a premium. it doesn't work that way. Just because you have like a beautiful logo, just a beautiful typography, and your work looks professional, doesn't mean you can actually charge a premium price for that. Because there's a lot of people out there who can actually do that. The way you deal with people, or the receipts that you send, or the testimonials that you have, everything is good, but that is not the factor that is actually deciding your pricing. We already just give a shadow about this. So pricing is, you plan your pricing depending on how good of a value it serves. So if your product can solve a $5 million worth of problem of mine, then that is worth $100,000 for me, minimum. So yeah, so that is how you plan your pricing. How we get the point. If you're, how much worth of a problem can your product actually solve? And that is how you plan your pricing. And if you want to solve that problem of a rich person, then you can do it a little more like a higher level. On a you can price it on like a little more premium level. And if you want to get like a wider audience, like a maximum audience, it's also actually very good. It's actually a little hard to target that higher audience. They have the more money to pay, but it is hard to reach out to them. You have to put in a lot of work, so it comes to a little more branding sides. If you're running a business, and if your goal is to make a lot of money, start with that wider audience. You have a large audience. You have a lot of people who's doing that around you. There may be lack of money, okay, which makes sense. But if your product can actually give them the value, find someone who have money, and there are people who actually have money in this lower segment too, which means you can actually reach out to them. You just need to do a lot of networking for that. So you need to put out yourself, you have to put in your lot of work and showcase your work. So just imagine, I'm going to upload this video on YouTube. If someone who is like an editor who is seeing this video, he watched my video, he take this video, he edit this video. He didn't tell me, he just started editing this video and put some lot of motion graphics. I knew to do this stuff, but I don't have enough time to do that. So someone is doing that job for me, making it cheaper and making it more faster, and send me an Instagram DM saying that he have a proposal for me, and I say okay, I'm ready to listen. And then he sent me these 2 videos. Of this one currently I'm talking to you without any motion graphics. It's just this title and maybe like a few graphics here and there. That's it. Because that one I am able to do that like in a much faster pace, easy as that. It doesn't take much work, and it doesn't show so much effort too, which makes sense. But that one does show that effort, and he put all those motion graphics, and he said that he did this in less than 3 hours. So if I want to upload a video into YouTube like on a faster pace, and I want this to be like little more premium level, I can reach out to him. Or I can take him for like, okay, I'm going to upload like 3 videos every week. So I want like at least 1 video to reach out to more people, and just like for that 1 video I need like a little bit more editing. So that's how we actually reach out to more people. There's like a lot of way to reach out to more people. You make like a 300 mails or like 100 mails at least every single day. At least maybe like one of them will reach back to you, and you may get a customer. It's about putting in a lot of reps. In today's world, you need to put a lot of reps and also have a lot of groundwork before reaching out to people, and you will get customers and clients. There's a lot of people who actually need your services out there. It is only a matter of that you're sending that mail, doing that actual work, making that call, sending that call email. That's it. You will get a lot of people, and planning your pricing according to that people. They should be able to afford you. They should be able to get you. If you want a higher ticket, I totally appreciate that as a very good level to go on. But understand the fact that it takes time, and without a ground level, it is hard to reach to them. But still, it is a reachable level. I also started at that level. It was hard for me to reach, but still, we were able to do that. But so, the point is, you can start a ground level with all this base level, the level 3 people, and create a base level, and from there, reaching to the level 1 is pretty much easy. Okay, so what you can do is charge your price for them, for that high level people, and have an offer so that the low level people can actually buy. So now you're actually not selling your product cheap. You actually positioned it in a premium level, but you are selling it an offer where it were made affordable for this level 3 or level 2 people to buy your product actually. And now you have testimonials, now you have a base, now you have a ground. Now it is much more easier for you to reach the level 1 people. When I started putting out my offer said like first 3 seats is absolutely free, and the next 5 seats you are getting 90% off, and for the next 3 more seats we are doing a 60% off, and from there slowly taking it to the fuller price, which is $15,000. So now that's actually a very good market. Now that's a very good way to reach that high level tickets. I already have a base, I have testimonials, I have tried this out now with like different physiotherapy lanes. It worked. Now I have the proof. Now I can reach out to this level on people, and that does work. So pricing is very important, but always make sure you have people to start buying your product with that price level. So when you plan your price, always consider your people and make sure you make at least a small portion of them affordable for them, or like a starter pack for them. It works. It always works. Okay. So we talked a lot about pricing. Okay, so one more thing we missed about pricing is value stacking. I read this book about on Alex Hormozi's 100 million offers. This is my favorite book. It is one of this book which have this world record for like fastest selling copies of non-fiction books, and there's a reason for that. If you're selling something somewhere, read out this book. It have this it is in a very simple language anybody can understand. It tells you about value stacking, about how to put your offers out there. It's so good. So consider reading that book. Or we can make a separate video about that, about how to plan your offers, how to put it your how to plan your pricing, how to plan your offers, everything like that. Moving on, the next one is place. Place is very important. Place is one of the most underrated category among this product cycle, and it depends on your product. If your product is an impulsive buying decision, it is better if you have it in a physical store. If it is not an impulsive buying decision, and if you take some time to develop that, if it takes some time for a customer to develop that decision making, then you can put it in a online store and it does work. A lot of brands are starting out nowadays, and it's all online. Everyone starts their brand online. It is easy to put out a website out there, easy to list out your things out there. It is easy to put out a list on your Amazon or like whatever platform. It is easy to do that, and people are more focused on the easy stuff, and they just want to like put it out somewhere. That's it. That doesn't give more focus about how this product is actually planned. So if that is an impulsive buying decision, don't put it on like a website. The chances that the chances that you get the sales is actually very less. So try to put that on like a don't imagine this. Don't put your pen for on online selling. I very recently ordered for a pen online, and I wanted that pen like so badly. I looked it online, I got it, I made the purchase. Next morning I just canceled the product because I was an impulsive card. But what if I bought this pen yesterday? This one I had. So I bought this pen yesterday, and that was also kind of an impulsive buying. But I like this pen. I can write this with this, and I can actually erase that. So that's why I buy this pen over there. The point is that depending on your product, if that is an impulsive buying product, put it online, put it offline, and if that takes a little bit of decision making time and they have actually thought about buying that purchase, put it online. The chances that they will buy it is actually pretty high. So there's no problem doing that actually. And now the last and the most important point We're not going to talk a lot about promotion in this video, but we are going to talk about the first year. On the first year, do this stuff, only this much. You plan your product, you have a why about why you are actually creating this product. So now you know how to actually, you need to push market or pull market that. You also consider the market fit. You know, there's people who's actually willing to buy this product. There's like a people who actually need this product. So then there is a market fit, and you plan the pricing according to that. You thought about your customers, about their willingness to pay for the product and everything, and that's it. Don't do anything about that. You register your business and you go for one-on-one selling. That's it. For the first 1 year, don't try to put out don't even have a store if not necessary. Just go door to door selling, or whatever the best form that you can get directly into your customers and get the primary data. I will call the primary data. This primary data is the premium data. This is the backbone of your business. You are getting that first impression from your customers, the first feedback from your customers in person, in direct with them. And that is very important, and record this data. Every day you make a very few sales, not normal sales, because we are doing the sales just for the data sake. So consider that. So you are making maybe 10 sales, and maybe you get 100 rejections every day. Good. Come back on an evening, around 5, when everything is done. Just take out a note and start writing. You made 10 sales today, and this is how we did it. This is the things that went wrong. This is the things that went right. When we said this happened. Let's try the same thing tomorrow. So now put out all this data. And if you had some problems with your customers, you come up with some common objections and you write out those objections, and now you try to make a solution for